Hello viewers, you are tuned in to the Channel 5 News. My name is Andrea Louis. First up, one of Dominica's tertiary level institutions is reporting 80% damage to its classrooms due to the passage of Hurricane Maria. Kenny Williams will bring you that story after the break.
In education, we look at the Dominica State College, one of the tertiary level institutions here in Dominica. It was severely impacted by Hurricane Maria. Now, school is expected to resume for second-year students on the 6th of November. However, the school suffered some damage because of the hurricane, being reduced to 8. Formerly having 43 classes of instruction. Now, the president says that it will not be a smooth road moving forward, but the students' education is priority.
Hurricane Maria devastated our institution. Physically, I will just tell you what happened in terms of the physical aspect of the ravages of the hurricane. The total number of buildings we have on both the lower campus and upper campus are 21. The number of those that lost the roof, 9 totally lost the roof, and the other 12 have severe damages to the roof, which means that none of those buildings can be occupied by students. It's only those with second floors. And that, again, has problems because during the hurricane, the ravages of the hurricane, we also had the ravages of humans, which looted all our computers, all our equipment, TV screens, and all of the others. So we had a real disadvantage. All audiovisual equipment gone. All IT connections to our buildings have been compromised and have to be replaced. Our Wi-Fi connections have been gone, and all our laptop projectors used for lectures are also gone. So, what should we do? Well, Dominica State College is a resilient institution. We try at all times to stay ahead of the game. And at first sight, when I saw the devastation, and I met with my senior staff, and we decided January would be the only time possible to open the college. On revision and after discussion with the Prime Minister and the Minister of Education, they told me that we should do something to open the institution before. As Mr. Joseph pointed out, and as a social scientist, I know that if you leave adolescents on the road for more than 2 months, there can be a lot of consequences. And in addition, students get despaired. They get depressed when they look ahead and they can't see any way out, and that's not good either. So we have to give them hope. So I met with the staff again, and we decided that we're going to move to open school on November 6th for second-year students. That's almost 500 students, and those finishing who are going to do the A-levels, KIP, those who want to graduate by December, finish courses, others who require gen ed courses. All of those factors bring anxiety to students. So we decided to go ahead and open campus for November 6th, sorry. That in itself is going to take a human effort. The first thing we've done is to apply for a CDB grant to open the college, and if CDB is listening, I trust they will be considerate and approve the grant request, and so that we can move on with getting the equipment we require to open the institution. The faculty and staff have been gracious. They have been here. They have been working, helping clean classrooms. And to understand the magnitude of what we have to do, we normally have 43 classrooms in which we deliver instructions. We currently have only 8. And that also has to house administrative staff and faculty. So it's going to be a very interesting adventure to do it, but we are committed to do that. And before I left, I was informed that we are now going to offer at least 92 classes a week, Monday to Friday, from 8:35 to 3:45 every day. So we're trying to get everybody in the routine of classroom instructions, and hopefully we'll get our labs and our IT system back on track. Initially, of course, we'll do the old chalk and talk teaching for the first couple of weeks, But then it is the 21st century. We cannot do that all the time. We need technology for over classrooms, lectures. We need the labs. We need our microscopes. We need our laptops. We need servers, and we of course need Wi-Fi. So, but we are optimistic. We are working with the agencies responsible for those. Most recently, we asked the Dominica to make us a priority center for reconnection, and hopefully that will be done. People may ask, well, what happened to first-year students? Two things. If there's a first-year students who want to come and do gen ed courses, they're free to do that on November 6th. But we will open in the new year for year 1 and year 2 students. And what we're going to try to do is run 2 semesters from January to July. It's going to be a miracle, but we can do it. And I'm sure the faculty and staff will be very supportive of that effort. One of the things we had to do is figure out how we're going to offer courses and what courses are needed. And we've completed this, and currently what we plan to do on November 6th is offer 8 courses for health sciences in the Faculty of Health Sciences, 7 in the Faculty of Education, there's a small faculty, 22 in the Faculty of Applied Arts and Technology, and 55 in the Faculty of Arts and Sciences. As I indicated, students are asked to come from 8:30 to 3:45 for obvious reasons. For those who commute to the rural areas will require buses, so we don't want them to be in the city too late. And secondly, we do not believe that we will have electricity by November 6th, although we've taken the initiative to order a generator that can power the entire upper campus, and that should be there by Friday.
In other developments, traffic to and from the city of Roseau along the Eo-Libla Highway came to a standstill late Thursday morning. This as a section of the Canefield Cliff collapsed, completely blocking that section of road near the Lyndhurst Funeral Home. Shortly after 1 p.m., Superintendent of Police Richmond Valentine reported that 30% of that blockage had been cleared. According to him, contractors on site of the blockage expect to have the landslide completely cleared by late Thursday afternoon. The Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force is continuing to unearth human remains in the aftermath of Hurricane Maria. Acting Deputy Chief of Police Davison Valerie told Channel 5 News that earlier this week, 2 human skulls were found in the community of Point Michel. Point Michel was the hardest hit area in terms of loss of lives and people missing after Hurricane Maria.
Currently, we have the numbers of 26 confirmed dead around the island, so very serious. And also we have the numbers of 34 confirmed missing. Just yesterday, there was some work being done in Point Michel. There were excavation work being done, and I think 2 skulls and some skeletal remains were found in the rubble. These are being kept for analysis, DNA analysis, to determine who these persons, whether we can identify the persons who have been, the bodies that have been found, the bones, the remains that have been found. So yes, we have 34 confirmed missing and 26 confirmed dead.
Can you tell us what challenges you may have encountered in carrying out the search and rescue mission?
Currently?
Yes.
The past?
I mean post-Hurricane Maria.
Yeah. There was difficulty, tremendous difficulty, in the sense that all the streets were blocked, and there was difficulty in accessing the persons who were injured and those who may have had died, because you needed to move them from one location to the other. We first had to clear the streets, clear the fallen trees and all that we were confronted with to access the homes. And so to some extent the recovered the search for them did not bring the sort of immediate results we wanted. But nonetheless, we succeeded, and so we were able to take many of the people who died and bring them to the hospital where they were pronounced dead, and to the funeral homes as it came through.
As you spoke to the streets not being cleared and being a problem, let's focus a bit on the city of Roseau. Now, we know that the streets were compromised based on the amount of debris that was brought there by the river and the sea, and of course the destroyed houses. What is the situation like now in Roseau as regards traffic arrangements? Because we know that up to a couple of weeks ago, people were using the streets as two-way and even what we would call wrong direction. What is it currently as regards traffic arrangements for Roseau?
Well, as the city and things become normal, we are asking persons to adhere to the traffic signs and the rules. There are normal traffic routes that we are aware of. We know the entries and the exits, and we are seeking to ensure that all traffic can follow the normal traffic route to avoid accidents. We have seen instances of accidents after the hurricane, and that is primarily because people utilize routes that contrary to how it is meant to. But now that most of the streets are clear and we can traverse back and forth in the normal route, we want to encourage persons to do that. The law has not been suspended. The hurricane does not cause our law to be suspended. It is still in effect. And while there may have been a level of tolerance by the police, the public must understand that we have to maintain law and order. There must be order, traffic order. You understand? There must be order in the traffic. And so when persons see signs posted by the police, they must obey the signs. They must adhere to the signs. And so our call, our appeal to the public is to ensure that when you drive around, follow the signs as posted. There is no reason why you should be going through the no entries at Kinfield and in Newtown and in Roseau when the road is clear. Okay? If you do that and you are found, you will be charged by the police. If you find yourself in an accident, you will be held liable for it. You will be held culpable for causing the accident if you blatantly violate the traffic rules and the traffic signs.
So on that note, has there been a lot of ticketing and penalizing of drivers for disobeying the traffic laws?
Well, yes. I have asked officers to ticket people and to get the message clear. Send the message out that people conform to the traffic rules, because you endanger the life of persons by doing anything contrary to that. So we want to ensure that we can go back to our normal situation as much as possible.
Now, we know that the police force, as you had mentioned, was stretched in its capacity to have to cover the entire island following the Hurricane Maria. What sort of assistance have you received from regional entities to help us in our recovery efforts, or to help the police force in particular to carry out their duties to the island?
Well, yes, we have officers from the RSS. I think we have 100. We received 100 officers from the RSS. We also received from the Jamaica Defense Force a number of officers, 116 were here. We have had officers from Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force who are here, I think about 60 of them. Now, they have different roles. They have different roles and functions. So they're the engineer corps, there's the different functions that they do, medical thing. But nonetheless, they are here to support us, and they are assisting in the security as well. A large number of them are supporting the police in the maintenance of law and order and the security in and around the city. We've had to deploy some in the out districts, but I can tell you it has been a tremendous assistance to us to have had these guys, the regional forces here to support us They are assisting in doing assessments. They're assisting in doing the assessments of the various stations that have been destroyed. And by way of that, I can tell you, we had 11 stations damaged from the storm.
Out of how many?
Out of 19, 11 have been damaged. Some of the stations, the police officers have to be removed entirely from the stations. But the assessments have been done on all of the stations already, and the material has been provided with some urgency so that we can have the stations repaired, the roofs returned, and so on, so the police officers can conduct their normal duties in a comfortable environment.
Can you tell us how long these various contingents will be on island to help the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force?
Well, they have been here from September. This is subject to evaluation of the situation on island. So as to whether they will leave next month or in December, this will be evaluated. The situation on island will be evaluated, and whether they are going to be required or not, it will determine based on how the situation is improving in Dominica.
That was Acting Deputy Chief of Police Davidson Valerie updating Channel 5 News on the number of people dead and missing as a result of Hurricane Maria. He also spoke to us on the traffic arrangements in the city of Roseau and the role of regional police on island helping Dominica recover from the ravages of Hurricane Maria. We end this newscast with Member of Parliament for the La Plaine Constituency, Honorable Peter Seja, who spoke with reporter Julian Morris on the impact of Hurricane Maria and life after the hurricane in his constituency.
I'm speaking now with the parliamentary representative for the La Plaine constituency, the Honorable Peter Seja, who is also the Minister for Education and Human Resource Development. As a matter of fact, we're standing just outside his home here in La Plaine, and he's about to basically take us through the impact, some of the impact of Hurricane Maria and the recovery process, how things are progressing for the constituency. It's good to be here, sir. We realized it had been raining earlier. We're fortunate to get the opportunity to speak with you.
Always a pleasure to share with you, and like you intimated a minute ago, that it has been raining cats and dogs out here this morning. Every shower of rain since Maria causes apprehension for the people of La Plaine, Delis, Boudica and the southeast, simply because one shower and access to the rest of the island is cut off. But on the other hand, the villagers are extremely thankful for the showers, because since we do not have water in the area, it is an opportunity to fill every container to ensure that we have an adequate supply for the coming week. Since Maria, Hurricane Maria, life for the constituents of La Plaine, Delis and Boudica has been changed. This is for us what we consider the new normal, and of course Dominica by extension. We put it this way, that La Plaine, Delis, Boudica will never be what we used to know it. But I think that for us in the constituency, and more so the southeast of Dominica, it has been a tremendous learning experience. And I think that out of the bits and pieces that we have picked up from Maria, that we will carve for ourselves a new way of life. This is an opportunity for us to create a new Southeast, a new Delis, Boudica, La Plaine, a new Dominica. That despite the tremendous challenges that confront us now, the lack of water here in La Plaine and the Delis, the fact that we have been set back many, many years, we are now at a stage where we do not have electricity. We consider ourselves in the land of the lost, where we have no telephone, telecommunications. We do not have the luxury of being able to tune in to DBS or Q95 or Kyrie FM. We are able to source just one radio station in Boudica and Delis, that is CBC Barbados. Here in La Plaine, we only pick up a few French stations. Life has been changed, tremendous impact on the way of life of the people. But I believe, as I said earlier, it is for us the dawning of a new day where I believe, given the resilience of the people of the La Plaine constituency, having come from Auvent, which was really the last district in Dominica to be touched by any form of development, be it roads, electricity, or telephones, that we will be able, from the bits and pieces, to create a new way of life for us. Traditionally, historically, we've been a farming community, and as you can well see, when you go into Delis, the Toloma crop has been destroyed, plantains have been effectively wiped out. In Boutica, the same obtains, and here in La Plaine. It means that we're going to have now to, out of that, create new opportunities for ourselves. I think it is a time when, as farmers, we must now recognize that there is need for us to get back to the land and to ensure food security. I believe that every individual, every resident or householder must now see the opportunity to get into backyard gardening. And so I encourage constituents to get into backyard gardening. And within the coming weeks and months, it is important for us to get into short-term crops like sweet potatoes, vegetable farming, do things for ourselves that we do not have to depend on a can of corned beef or a kilogram of rice, because believe you me, it's not going to continue much longer. So out of the dust, we must now carve for ourselves a new economy in the southeast, in the La Plaine constituency. Importantly, we need to focus here, and we are focusing on ensuring that the elderly who are most at risk, and our children, the most vulnerable ones, that we can work with them and create opportunities for them. As I say this, of course, unless we can get our young people, our children back at school, we will not experience the kind of normalcy that we have known here. So in the constituency, I'm thankful that the Delis Primary School was not too impacted in any way that would prevent the commencement of school within the coming week. The building suffered damage, but more so to the sheetings, the galvanized sheetings on the roof, notwithstanding the fact that Delis has a concrete roof. So while the concrete roof may be leaking, we are able to commence classes. The windows have been negatively impacted, but in this coming week, we will see children back at school in Delis. In La Plaine, as you would have noticed, the La Plaine Primary School, as in the case of Castle Bruce and Viecars, have suffered significant damage. We have to do a total redoing of the school plant. But in the coming week, during the course of this week, we will be setting up 2 tents at La Plaine so that these tents can house the children. While teachers have been at the school plant putting things together, the children are still out. But we are hoping that within short time that they will be back at school, and for them there will be a semblance of normalcy. Within the Grand Forks constituency, of which I must speak as well, the Grand Forks School was not significantly impacted, but was servicing as a shelter. We are anticipating that within short time, these families can be relocated to adequate temporary housing, and that classes can commence in Grand Forks. In Monjon, however, the school has been severely impacted, and we will be setting up a tent to house the young people in the Monjon community. But all in all, you will see that life seemed to be just as you notice the trees are beginning to bud, and I'm very thankful when I get up in the mornings and I look towards the mountains out there that I see the greenery coming back again. So too I believe that as the trees begin to shoot, that life is slowly but surely returning to normal for the people of the Lapland constituency. As you go around, you will see that Delis, Boetica, Lapland, Monjon, Rivière, Sirik were very, very negatively impacted by the forces of nature. We appear to have received the brunt of the winds of Hurricane Maria. Notwithstanding all of that, I believe that we have made significant progress. Exactly 1 week after the storm, that was one Monday after the tropical cyclone, we were able to create access from Delis into Roseau. I think the resilience of the people speaks volumes of what it means to work as community, to work together. For example, two of the bridges that you would have crossed coming into La Plaine, that is the BBA Bridge and the Sari Sari Bridge. You would have noticed that, if you are very observant, that what we were able to do was to use the logs that were brought down by the river as a base for the bridge. And over those logs, several, hundreds of logs, we were able to place the river sand, and that serves us as a bridge both at BBA and at Sari Sari. Thankfully, the bridge at Boetica held, the Bailey Bridge held, except for the containers that were used as a retaining wall. These have been washed away, so unfortunately, heavy vehicles may not be able to get into Delis and Boetica. However, the access is possible because of the fact that the Bailey Bridge was able to withstand the impact of the Boetica River. But all in all, I think we've come a long way, and it is for us an opportunity where we will create for ourselves a better Southeast, a better Lapland constituency, and believe you me, a much stronger and better Dominica.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The parliamentary representative there for the Lapland constituency, the Honorable Peter Saint-Jean, updating us on progress since the passage of Hurricane Maria.
This has been the Channel 5 News. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Andrea Louis, and to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Join us next time.